USF denied in its bid to win 2 games in the tournament for the first time, in the conference tournament for the first time. They fall to now 2-7 all time in the American Championship. Our format will have Wichita State head coach Isaac Brown, and expect to have Tyson Etienne for the Shockers, after which we'll have USF head coach Brian Gregory, and again expecting to have Michael Durr for the Bulls. We'll take an opening statement from the coaches. If you wish to get in the queue for questions, just use the raise hand feature on Zoom, or just drop me a note in the chat, and we will do our best to get to you in the order in which they come in. USF had a season high 10 3-point field goals in the game. And Wichita State won the game despite not getting a field goal in the last 5 minutes and 8 seconds. Okay, the Wichita State contingent is headed down to the interview room now, so we'll have them up shortly. I believe I've granted record privileges to everyone who have been able to. If you think you should have them and don't, let me know, and we'll get that rectified as best we can.
You go first. Good. The most articulate guy go first. That's you.
Okay, we're joined by Wichita State guard Tyson Etienne. We can take questions for Titan, and we'll start with Mitch Davis, please.
Yeah, how did it feel to be out there playing some March Madness basketball after last year's cancellation of the tournament and everything going on? How did it feel, and how rewarding was it to you guys just to get out there and play the game of basketball in the month of March?
Man, it was just so exciting. I was a freshman last year, and to have our season cut short, I didn't get to experience postseason play. So just to be out here for the first time is an amazing feeling. I'm just so glad I'm able to do it with my teammates and, my organization.
Okay, we'll take the next one from Chris Arnold, please.
Hey, Tyson, 2 questions. 1, what did you guys see differently in the second half of the game compared to the first half? And then 2, what was going through your head during that big play at the end that allowed you to get to the free throw line?
To answer your first question, we knew that we had to be more aggressive. We needed to be, more relentless on the defensive end. The first half, they hit a lot of shots. They hit shots the whole game, but, we didn't really apply pressure like we needed to in the first half. Second half, we really amped it up, made hustle plays, dove on the ground, got more rebounds, got some steals. So, that's what happened. We had to adjust on the defensive end. And to answer your second question, I just had to make a play. I had to get something at the rim. If they slid over again, I'd get a dunk down, but I just felt like I needed to go make a play and try and get us a bucket.
Okay, next one we'll go to Taylor Eldridge, please, Wichita Eagle.
Taylor.
Yeah, Tyson, I saw after they called the timeout to try to ice you, you stayed at the line just looking down at the free throw line for a long time. What's going through your head when that was happening?
I was kind of just meditating, even though my eyes was open, just staying present, staying in the moment, knowing that it's just one shot. Because I know what icing does. They try to take you out your rhythm. So that's why I stayed, until they told me I had to leave off the court. I was going to stay the whole time, just to keep myself in that moment. So that's all it was.
Okay, the next one from Chris Lilly from KAKE.
Tyson, how big was Morris down the stretch there on defense and what he was able to do? 2 incredible defensive plays.
Huge. And he had some offensive buckets that were huge for us too. I mean, that charge is not the first time he's done that. But, I'm glad that, a lot of big men don't want to step in and take a charge. They'd rather go meet it at the rim, try and block it. But, he sacrificed his body for us and he crunch time. That was the play of the game, in my opinion. For him to do that is just a great thing. And, it just represents what soccer basketball is. He makes big plays, and I'm grateful he's my center.
And has he stepped up recently? It seems like in the last 2 games that you've played that he's had that, from my point of view, that he's stepped up, especially with you guys being short at the center forward position.
I think from pretty much the end of January, like Mo played, he's had a dominant season since January and moving on. He had a couple, tight ones, but he just bounced back and he just, reset himself. I think he's been playing great. We need him to continue to do that. Obviously, we need to have a force down there. But I feel like he's been doing this. It's not as of recent.
Go back to Chris Arnold, please.
Tyson, you guys had the advantage with the fans in the crowd. They were the 6 men on the court. How big was that for you guys?
To look up and, see a bunch of black and yellow is huge, especially at a neutral site, and this is the seasons, the records, whatever you had in the regular season doesn't matter. It's a 1-game season. So we need as much as a advantage as we can get. So to have Shocker Nation, in numbers today was huge. And I think that they played a role in our win. It wasn't just us and it wasn't just coaches. Shocker Nation, our fans did an amazing job doing what they do.
Take the last one from Taylor Eldridge, please.
Yeah, Tyson, we've talked all season about winning these close games where sometimes it just doesn't look like you guys are going to pull it out and then just you find a way. That experience, how much does that help in games like this now that you guys have been in so many of them? Just
like I said earlier, you attest what you go through off the court and you apply it on the court. It looked shaky for a long time in that game for us. South Florida had an amazing game. They made shots. They got second chances. But at the end of the day, you have to have the wherewithal to stay present, stay where you are and know that, it's eventually going to shift. If you give up, if you start becoming negative, the energy probably won't come back to you. But if you stay positive and you stay at the grind, you have a good shot at coming out victorious. And I believe we did that.
Tyson, thank you. We'll let you get back to the locker room. Thanks for giving us a few minutes today.
Have a good day, guys.
Good job. Oh, man, I lost. How you guys doing?
Okay, we welcome in head coach Isaac Brown from Wichita State. Coach, if you would, we'd take an opening statement from you, then we'll go to questions.
Just thankful for the win. Those guys battled for 40 minutes. We got off to a slow start. I knew that South Florida, we playing with a sense of urgency. Their season was on the line. They made threes at an unbelievable rate tonight, and we couldn't defend them at the three-point line. There was a stretch there in the first half where they went zone, and we didn't execute like we needed to. In the second half, I felt like we executed versus the zone. They were forced to play us man. Al Tariq Gilbert made some big shots when we were down. We got a big spark from the bench with Craig Porter and Clarence Jackson, and we made some free throws late. And those guys have a knack for just finishing out close games.
Okay, we'll take questions now. Again, just use the raise hand feature in the Zoom, or just drop me a note in chat. We'll start with Chris Lilly from KAKE, please.
Yeah, Coach, what can you say about Morris Udeze's plays on defense there in the last minute? He had a block, and then that charge was, how big was he, and what allowed him, to be in that position to kind of seal the game?
That was big for our defense when your guys on the back line get up and defend at that high level. Morris did a great job of blocking a shot. He did a great job of taking that charge. He did that against UConn back when we played them last year in triple overtime. He stepped up, took a charge, and that sealed the deal. He did a great job tonight of being in the middle and providing help inside.
Go to Taylor Eldridge, please, for the next one.
Yeah, Coach, we've talked all season about, how you guys are just able to pull these games out and just that experience. How much does that help? I mean, just because you guys have been here, you've faced adversity before, you've had a lot of games like this where it didn't look like it was going to end well, and just find a way to pull it out. Do you feel like that experience helped today?
Without a doubt. I mean, you can blow teams out early on in the season, and then when you get to a close game, you don't know how to close it out. The fact that we've played about 10 to 12 games that were under 5 with 2 minutes to go, I think that experience helps us. Our guards are really good at taking over the ball game late. And then we got guys stepping up, making free throws when we need them. And we needed a big stop right there at the end. And I thought Tariq Gilbert did a great job of turning the kid in the backcourt, and they didn't get a good look at the rim.
Take the next one from Chris Arnold, please, KSNW.
Coach, to beat a team 3 times in one season is pretty tough. Did you guys see a different style of play from USF today?
You know what? They played with a sense of urgency. Their season was on the line, so it was win or go home. And those guys came out, they battled, they competed at a high level. They changed their ball screen coverage. Normally they hedge ball screens. Tonight, they kind of flat hedged them, so we couldn't get any threes off in the first half with guys rolling up. But they played hard. You know, they battled. They made a bunch of threes. They made 7 threes in the first half, and they're normally a team that only makes 7 for the game. So they played like their life was on the line. They really played hard tonight. I'm just so excited that our guys stayed together, even though we got down 11, 12 points and just kept battling. And they battled till we had an opportunity to win it in the end with some late free throws.
We'll go next to Mitch Davis, please.
Coach, 2-part question. First, congratulations on the win. Getting to the question here, how did it feel to play a March Madness game? I know it probably feels really good to get out there, play some March Madness. Everybody loves March Madness. And second part of that question, Coach, there's been a lot of talk in the last, 24, 36 hours about possibly canceling these conference tournaments midway through. What is your take on that? And are you a fan of that and ready to get to Indianapolis, or are you just wanting to play this one through all the way to the conference championship game?
First of all, it's just a blessing to be able to play. You know, this COVID is real, man, and anybody on your team can catch it at any time. I'm just so happy with our guys, the way they tried to take care of themselves, and we had no positive COVID tests, so they've done a great job. I just feel if the NCAA decide they want to cancel it, that's what we got to do, because the number one thing, man, you got to be protecting these young people. So if they feel like we can't have an NCAA tournament, we cool with that. I just hope we have the opportunity to play in one, but if they feel they need to cancel it, that's just something we got to do.
We'll go back to Taylor Eldridge, please, for the next one.
Yeah, Coach, down the stretch, you down 1, the last 30 seconds, you give the ball to Tyson. You know, that's who you want. For him not to settle for a jumper, a 3-pointer, to attack the rim, how much did you like to see that? And how much does that kind of speak to his maturity and just understanding, game and time?
That's where he's gotten better at. You know, early on in the game, we were struggling to score, and Tariq made some big shots. He hit 3 threes in a row. So about the 2-minute mark, I wanted to give it to the guy that was hot. So I gave it to Tariq. They defended it pretty well. That last possession we had, Tyson is a player of the year in the league. I wanted him to get his hands on the ball, and he did a great job of driving the basketball and picking up a foul. And that's where he's improved. Last year, he was more of a catch and shoot guy. Now he can break you down off the bounce and get his own shot or get a shot for someone else. But he's excellent at the free throw line, and he's one of those guys that you want on the free throw line late in the game.
Okay, we'll take one final question for Coach. We'll go to Mitch Davis, please.
Coach, South Florida started off in that 3-2 zone. You guys kind of stretched them out a little bit, and they went to. And what did you guys do offensively to kind of stretch them out of that zone and make them play you guys man to man?
The first half they were running the 3-2 zone, and we never got anybody in the middle of the zone. We were just passing around the perimeter. We never got shots. I thought we did a better job in the second half of executing. We had to get the ball below the free throw line, and we did that. I think we got 1 or 2 layups with Clarence Jackson, and once that happened, we started to operate on offense, and we started to get the ball in the hand of some shooters, and we were able to make some shots after we spread them out.
Coach, thanks for giving us a few minutes today. Congratulations on the win. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Yeah!
Okay, we'll have USF up next. For USF, we're only going to have Coach Brian Gregory representing the Bulls.
Hey, sorry, Chuck, I didn't hear you. Did you say that? Is there any more WSU guys, or is that it?
Yeah, we're just for in the interest of time, we're just going with one
Okay.
student athlete from each team if we can, if each team. Yeah, I understood that maybe we change that as we move on, but just with for timing issues, just to kind of because we have to go one at a time. Unfortunately, that's how we're trying to set this up.